Ladies and gentlemen, we are live in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the only platform where all music and all wrestling matters, Sportswire Radio. And there is no better way to close out the weekend. You might want to say in a hell starter of a way, because come hellfire and brimstone, this man makes his long-awaited return here for the first time in over 4 months. And he's got a lot of receipts that are going to be coming toward the ways of some guys, and especially one who calls himself the King of the West and the GOAT of BYW. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. We're going to talk about that Rumble in CPF. Yeah, we'll talk about a Hangman in LWE. Yeah, we'll talk about maybe what happened on Friday's show where the establishment is no more. Yeah, we'll also talk about WTW, which I'm most excited about. And it is now time to introduce this man. It was funny because we referenced him on Friday's show, the irony of this, when we had on Dario Divine, and we were talking about the all-time promo OGs. And this man's name came up, understandably so, because he is always in every list of those all-time OGs, and he's one of those OGs who's not only done it in the promo wrestling world, but who's done it in the backyard, the underground, and the independent wrestling circuit. You know him also with those WTW Tag Team Championships. So now, ladies and gentlemen, because he doesn't have much time, because he's going to respond and some to that guy who you think I'm going to talk about. Yeah, you're right. But now it is time to introduce this man and close the weekend out here in style on Sportswire Radio, the number one global radio station where all music and all wrestling matters. So with that, wait for it, further ado here on the Sports Report. Number one cable sports show. He's one half of the reigning, defending WTW Tag Team Champions of the World. He's the CPF Rumble winner and also the reigning, defending IGPW Hellstarter champion among many other championships. And the man that started it all is one of the all-time Pro Gs. His name is simply put, Devin Adams, the promo OG and champ, is here. My friend, how are we doing?
Oh man, Tom, I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great every day. And it just pays to be Devin Adams, man. It's great.
Well, I'm so grateful that you're here, and I'm so happy that you've decided to return, because boy, I was like, what timing when I saw that guy who has been a topic throughout the last 10 days on Sportswire Radio come out with his own promo of you and use those words. And I know you have to respond to him very soon. This will be a shorter show than we usually do. So I'm going to cut to the chase. And especially for those that are listening and watching here in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the platform that you, Devin Adams, and IGPW most certainly helped build, Sportswire Radio, your response to what Comatose just recently said.
The funniest part about his response, the funniest part about what he said was, this is something, what he did was only proved my point. Because what everybody else sees as a him throwing the first shot was not really throwing the first shot. He responded to everything I said. because I put a video out before he did. And that video, Tom, only proved my point that he's not as good as he thinks he is. You, what levels do you have to go to try and you choose in a matchup, an extreme rules match, to try and prove a point? That's the dumbest time to do it. Especially knowing that you're in a fight with me. Any point you were trying to prove, you should have proven that any other time. Now is not the time to prove it. Comatose, you sit here, and you call yourself the king of the king of the West, dude. And I've said this before. If you're the king of the West, shit, that makes me the god. If you're the king of the East or whatever, that makes me the god of the West or the East, either or.
Well, I think you might just be the guy. That's why I call you a promo OG. And one of the reasons I really wanted you on, because Comatose, when he appeared on here last Thursday, he
Mhm.
had talked about himself and what he's done already in his promo career, combined with his career in the ring, had exceeded the likes of men that you have plenty of history with, in Anthony Steele, James Taylor, and your name certainly ranks up with those men. And Comatose had already declared himself to be the GOAT, the greatest, especially for those that have done this in the promo wrestling circuit and have come from the backyard or have gone into the backyard of the underground. And you, Devin Adams, are a man that has certainly accomplished many, many things, not just in the promo wrestling world, but in living proof as one half of those WTW Tag Team Championships. And I would have to think, after hearing what I explained, Comatose had said on here last Thursday, that you most certainly disagree with Comatose's comments that he had exceeded men that have been peers of yours. And James Taylor, and a man you've had a long history with, and one Anthony the Real Deal Steele.
The one thing I'm gonna say about Comatose, and I mean, I'm a all right. So I've never been the one to, like, all last year. I said I was going to spare people's feelings. I wasn't gonna be that ruthless guy that I could be. I'm not gonna be that last year. But I'm pretty sure you could tell last year is gone. And this year, no. This year, everybody's going to deal with the ruthless mouth Devin Adams. Comatose claims he surpassed guys like James Taylor, Anthony Steele, and myself. But yet the guy wrestles on a trampoline. You've never seen James Taylor. You've never seen Anthony Steele. You've never seen Devin Adams wrestle on a trampoline and sit there and play. That is the issue with Comatose. You claim to be a GOAT, but you have never. But the three names that you face, he wouldn't last in the ring with. James Taylor will bend him like a fucking straw. Anthony Steele will break him like a piece of paper. I will rip him to shreds in the ring.
Listen, absolutely. I mean, what you've done in WTW and
I
GTS, I mean, it speaks for itself. And obviously,
I've
you're
went to I've went to war with guys like I've went to war with guys like Fierce Danger, a someone who was at one point very close to Anthony Steele. I stood face to face with the Danger Club. I have went to other places. I've stood toe to toe with some of the best. Jack Delta. I went toe to toe with him. If Comatose couldn't do what I've done, he's never stepped to Fierce Danger. He could never step to Anthony Steele. He could never step because he knows that in his mind, everything he says is nothing but full of hot air. You call yourself a GOAT. No, you're not a GOAT. You're a rookie working his way up. Talk, come. I'll put it like this. I'll make one better. You want to be comatose? I'll make this challenge to you, and this is going beyond. This is going beyond promoing at this point. If you want to call yourself a goat, you name a time, you name a month, whatever. I will give you the platform. I can give you an area to come show your skills. And you come to where I wrestle at. And you step in the ring with me or any of the guys that I've went to war with. And let's see if you really are a GOAT. Because I guarantee you, everybody that's ever claimed to be a GOAT and gotten a ring with me have been busted up and I've proven them as frauds. That's all Comatose is in the ring. He's a fraud. You do a couple things in the ring, you spend a little time, and you call yourself a GOAT. Kid, I've been doing this longer than you. And like everybody knows that I've been on each different platforms from indie, backyard, and all of it. But I've never let myself step on a trampoline because that, yes, to some people it's wrestling. That's not what that's not wrestling. That
He's stepped on the ring in this past year. He has made the transition to the ring, but I think there's a point that you make overall in the a type of opponents in your career in the ring that you have faced certainly exceeds many, and obviously Comatose in terms of in-ring comparisons, the opponents you face compared to him. It's obviously the public can determine what they may think on. I think that's your more general point. And obviously, that's a point that Anthony Steele and James Taylor, men that have done what you've done, all time promo OGs, it's certainly, especially in Anthony Steele, a man that has certainly fully made the transition and returned here on Sportswire. The weight he's lost, the look. He's the best he's ever looked in anywhere. And like yourself, there's a lot of similarities. But I guess there's a point that I want to make in the sense that you had talked about Comatose being this rookie, and this rookie that's coming here in promo wrestling, and you've been doing this for a long time. You have had an amazing career. You've been in this as long as the likes of guys like Anthony Steele, certainly James Taylor. He's obviously the creator of the PWF, the Promo Wrestling Federation. And are you meaning to say that Comatose is a flavor of the month in promo wrestling? Is that what you're saying? That he's kind of the shiny new object? And that you're the old dog that'll put guys out like him? Are you trying to imply that Comatose is kind of a flavor of the month?
yes, that's exactly what I'm implying because that's all it's been. That's all any of these guys have been. I've seen a lot of them. I've seen every type of flavor of the month come in and do absolutely nothing. Let's go. Let's talk about Jerry May. Let's go that far. Let's talk about Controlled Substance, the tag team. Let's talk about how they came in. Jerry May wind up becoming the TPW champion. Combo Toast becoming a singles champion in his own right. And then these two men taking the tag titles. Tom, who was the one that put Controlled Substance on the shelf? It was the longest reigning tag team champions of all time, the best tag team in promo history. It was the OG Bloodhounds, myself and Lucifer, who caused their dynamic as a tag team to go sour and for both of them to go to leave and have to come back and for what no what the fuck was his name at the time and what Mangione now.
Maxwell Mangione, who
Yeah,
Comatose.
Maxwell Man. Yeah, let's talk. Yeah, let's think about that. He wasn't that before he left. He wasn't Maxwell Mangione when he started. He left and reinvented himself because he said that he knew that everything we said about him was the truth. That's why he left. That's why he reinvented himself because he knew that what me and my brother, me and Lucifer said about him and Jerry May were the same. Why do you think Jerry doesn't really promo like that anymore? Because he knew he couldn't hack it. Because everything we said about them were the truth. They were nothing more than flavors of the month. And what happened? They lost their championships and went up into obscurity. Mangione came back as a whole new person because he knew that the person that he was before was not it. And he said, let me try and come back and earn my way instead of being favored and given everything. Guys like me, guys like Anthony Steele, guys like Lucifer, we've never been the flavors of the month. We've earned everything we had. And that's the problem with promoing nowadays. Everybody thinks that everything is supposed to be handed to you. It's not. You want a championship in these companies. You want a big moment. Earn it. Fight for it. Put your hands up and show everybody why you deserve it. Comatose wants to take the Hellstarter Championship from me. Not when you're sitting here making excuses like I wanted to give you a piece of your own medicine or somebody had to remind you. Keyword, remind me. No one reminded me of my match. Yes, I have a lot of stuff going on. I've been moving into my new place. But guess what? He forgot to show up. He forgot to post a match. He forgot to post a hype. He's posting, for God's sakes, Tom, he's posting a hype on match day. What more of an embarrassment do you need? You're gonna post a hype on match day, responding to a promo that was put up yesterday? Come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, Devin Adams is coming here like we haven't seen him in a long time on Sportswire, and he doesn't have much time tonight. But I'll tell you what, he is certainly giving us plenty of hellfire and brimstone when it comes to Comatose. And it's funny that you talk about some of those things, and you talk about Jerry Mayne because he was a big topic. Because going back to Comatose, there's this new group out there called the Blacklist, and they seem to be looking to target likes of Jerry Mayne, and you don't seem to be impressed with that at all because you had just basically specified reasons I would think why you're not impressed then with this group of Draquan and AJ Harrison and Dario Devine and yes, your opponent Comatose.
Because, Tom, it makes no sense. None of these guys make it make sense. Which one of these guys have ever been blacklisted from anywhere? I've known Dre for a long time. Dre, out of the three or four of them, he wouldn't know what blacklist is like himself. But these two, the blacklist? Come on. At this point now, y'all are just embarrassing yourselves. Y'all had something going for yourselves in the enterprise. But then this goes back to my point. They're sick and tired of everybody saying the facts and saying, "Oh, we're tired of everybody saying nothing's been given to us. We're not earning our stuff. We're being giving it." So what do? They come on this platform, they come on your show, and they try and give you the puppy dog eyes. They try and give everybody the sad story, and they come up with a new group called the Blacklist. Mind you. What is the Blacklist really gonna do except the same thing that the Enterprise did? You know what's the crazy part, Tom? I'm not even in TPW anymore. I
I know.
left.
That's why I was curious from afar. You would have a thought because again, I mean, you know plenty about being blacklisted from places. You plenty have had your shares of companies you've bounced in and out from in the backyard, in the underground, in the indies, and in the promo world. And and
But
obviously you're not impressed at all.
because I've okay, I've never been blacklisted from TPW. I've never been blacklisted from any company that I've wrestled for. The problem that I have is this, and I'm going to address it because I'm gonna be honest with you, Tom. It may not seem like I have a lot of time on my hands. Trust me, I have a lot. I have a lot of time. So I hope you don't mind. I'm gonna go
You're
off for
Devin
like
Adams. Listen, you have done so much for this sport. You are Devin Adams. You can say whatever you want.
I'm sick and tired of motherfuckers after after I'm gone realizing that everything I've been saying is the truth. They came on here, brought up my name, and other people, mind you, Dario Comatose have never went one on one with Anthony Steele. They've never faced the man. And I for sure know that if it was a fight between them and him, they wouldn't fucking survive because they can barely survive against me.
Ooh.
The only way they've ever made it past me is by the look of somebody feeling sorry for them. In this world nowadays of promoing, people don't think about, oh, you gotta earn what you want. No, they gotta think about, oh, you need to think about trying to put other people over. People, people, other people who've been in this game probably as long as me expect me to sit here and put other people over. And I'm gonna be honest with you. If they put on a better show, maybe. Have I seen that from them? No. Because it's the same old thing. It's the same old shtick. It's the same old crap.
Well, I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, Devin Adams is definitely, like I said, he has got hellfire and brimstone out there, and that would certainly be for those in the blacklist, and especially his opponent here coming up for that IGPW Hellstarter Championship that he holds so near and dear. And again, it was just several months ago that Devin Adams did talk about the end of his promo career, but not so fast. He's got plenty left. He's got plenty to say, and he is in the best phase of his career. I mean, so there's no stopping Devin Adams. We have seen that every time he comes on here. You remember it. There are some people in the chat. I'll get to them. We'll talk WTW on the other side of that. And we will also get some final words from Devin Adams here when it comes to his opponent here later this evening. That is Comatose. That is the newest member of the blacklist. Well, they're all newest members except for AJ Harrison. Yes, thank you, Camo Cam. Camo Cam was at last night's IMF King of Cedar Rapids show. Hello, Zilla. How we doing? I want to say hello to my buddy in West Virginia, Bam Allen, Mr. Bam Bam Allen, who was a part of yesterday's show out there in the new company on 325 7th Street. Also, when you speak of Comatose, you speak of the blacklist. We're everywhere. We're going to be on top everywhere we go. I'll be on top of the LWE very soon, as a matter of fact. He's got some more comments for you. AJ Harrison, I'm sure you're not going to be impressed, but I'll read them off. Thank you, Bam, for tuning in. I appreciate you sharing my shows. Speaking of people that will be paying attention closely to the blacklist, that is Eli Bowman, the TPW Change of Fortune champion. Devin Adams is a good guy. I got here late, but I wonder what his opinion is on the blacklist. He just answered it, so we just went through that.
Yeah, well, and if you want me to go, sorry to get you off topic. If you want me to go back over it, I will. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I feel as though everybody in the blacklist are pieces of crap. That's just me personally.
I mean, I think AJ Harrison, though, has been in and out of TPW. He might qualify as a blacklister. I think he might be the one guy you could, based off your definition of it, would count, because I think he's run in a couple of times in and out of TPW. So that would.
Yeah, I'll give. Yeah, okay, you got that. I'll give AJ Harrison credit. Yeah, he got blacklisted from TPW. But it just. The other guys, they're not safe. They're not safe.
Well, and obviously AJ does want to point out that you will not be safe from the blacklist, because if Devin knows what's good for him, he'll remain out of our way, and if he doesn't, he'll receive the kiss of death before being blacklisted, because that's what Dario Divine did to Jerry Main here on Friday, and then also proclaimed that he wants to be the career killer of Jerry Main on Friday's show. So that was a big topic for sure, which I'm sure you were not impressed about. But
no, because AJ Harrison knows he's the last person to be making empty threats to me, especially knowing that if I chose to, I could take his head off in mere seconds. Well, I don't care about this blacklist. If y'all want to smoke with me, break away from your little captivity cages. Stop having people hold your hands and come talk to me. Until then, the blacklist knows better than to stay out of my way. I don't gotta worry about y'all. Y'all have to worry about me.
Well, I should give you an invitation, because next Sunday night, the blacklist is going to be on Sportswire. So I know you'll be busy, but they're going to be here next Sunday night.
Oh, you said next Sunday? All right, Tom. That was that right there. Yeah, trust me, I won't be busy. So I will most definitely be here.
Oh, so do you think that you'd give these guys maybe some advice or give them a chat, or nah?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, you will.
Definitely. We have a lot. Yes, I
Oh,
have a lot. I'm gonna say them. Yes.
okay. So you'll be around next Sunday night.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, I'm sure they're gonna hear about this right now because they're here live in the stream. So that
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
okay. Well, let's get to some more comments. Devin, is the invitation open? Any member of the blacklist? I am the Don of Combat. I have quite a bit of skill, and I've been begging to come and pad my accolades even further. Jerry, where is Jerry? We sent his ass to the hotel room, and he still doesn't want to see the light of day because of what happened. Jerry is gone. Devin, he ain't ever coming back.
Why do you keep talking about Jerry like I care? I don't care about Jerry. That right there is my point, Tom. He can't even talk to me. He has to talk about Jerry Maine. Who cares about Jerry Maine? Did you hear me ask about Jerry Maine? Did
No,
you hear me ask
no,
about what
sir.
happened to him?
No,
No, right? So
no.
why the fuck does he continue to talk about Jerry Maine when I didn't ask about Jerry Maine? I
I,
don't care about Jerry, man. I just told everybody how I felt about Jerry.
you listen, you definitely did. And I tell you what, if you are here out there, give a sub to my other YouTube channel because you can see some previous live streams on there. So hit the sub button there for us. We'd appreciate that. There is more comments. There is more things to get to, and we don't have much time tonight. Skulls is here. Thank you, Skulls, for being here. Who just came off a wrestling show and wanted to say hello. Thank you, Skulls. We'll talk about a wrestling show Devin Adams is going to be in a minute. Thank you, Zilla. Also, hello. Answer the question, Devin. Is that invitation open to any member of the blacklist?
Run up and get done up. Self-explanatory. Self-explanatory.
Let me come pad my accolades. If Comatose can't make it to the ring in your area to face you, then please let me accept it. Because AJ does live near you, actually.
Again, run up and get done up. I will give you the platform to bring and show your skills. I can get the match made official. All you have to do is show up. That's all you gotta do. You show up, and I'm going to show out by stomping you out. So if you want to take his ass whooping, so be it. But that's you having to deal with the consequences and repercussions of what happens.
Well, I'm going to tell you one thing, Devin Adams. On behalf of Comatose, I am actually going to decline that invitation because I have a fractured hand. So I'm definitely not going to accept it. So even though I do sort of live near you, but I actually am going to decline that invitation because I do have a fractured hand, which might be the smartest thing I've ever said on my 7 years doing this. Thank you to somebody that also has had a similar injury that I have had once upon a time. Quick Strike Johnny Velocity, the ROAW Prestige champion. Thank you. Comatose might need an extra pair of boxers after that match because he will be, you can fill in the blanks there. Well, who knows? I mean, Comatose has proven himself out there in the ring. What certainly Devin Adams has also done a lot as well. Bam's been going crazy, beating dudes with bags of sandwiches and jumping off ladders and putting on the match. He has been doing that in West Virginia, 325 7th Street in the Richardson building. Thank you there. Hit the sub button for my old YouTube channel. There's some content there. I don't see Doc Holliday. If Doc Holliday's here, we do say hello to him. We'll see.
Oh man, don't let Doc be here. If Doc's
I
here,
know.
yo,
You know
talk.
what? Did you see it? Doc actually showed up on Sportswire a couple of weeks ago. He showed up here for the first time. He was on the stream, and it was one of those moments you remember for a long time. And then it was kind of a prelude to what he did 2 days later in Connecticut because Caster, who was the next contender to his championship, well, he basically gave him what you've been giving Comatose here, that hellfire and brimstone.
The one thing I can say about Doc is me and him are so we have so many similarities when it comes to
Yes, you
being in the
do.
ring. When it comes to being in the ring, we are very hands on. When it comes to being out the ring, we stand on business. That's why I have so much respect for Doc because when I first met Doc, me and JJ were traveling to another company in New York in New
Yes,
York,
yes.
and we got a chance to you know learn from him. Get some thoughts, some opinions from him. He's always been a cool friend. We talk every now and then, so we would catch up and shit. So it's always good. He knows we were supposed to have a match one day, but something came up. But if Doc is here, hey yo Doc, whenever you ready, I'm still here.
I'm gonna see because I was like Zilla said he was here. But, I do see him. He's here in the chat. Yes, he is here in the chat. I stand corrected. He is here in the chat. Yes, he's right after Zilla. So I don't know why Zilla is funny. I think you've answered those questions, and there it is. Is this an open invitation to all? There it is. There is the TF crew. Tomorrow's end champion himself, the one and only OG, the true OG, one of the last links of the GBYWN, Mr. Doc Holliday.
If you ask him, that's an open invitation. Yes, it is. For you too, dog. You know what it is. You know how I get down. You know. Anybody who want to smoke, step up, bro. You know how it is. Homie, listen, homies outside the ring, but when we get in that ring, we stand on business. So if you want it, you know how to hit my DMs, bro. I'm always ready. I've been looking for.
Doc's become big on social media with Gabe Sayers videos and the white people food. And I keep making the joke, Devin,
Oh
that
my
as a
god, I've
white
seen
person,
this.
I gotta say, Devin, I gotta make you laugh because I said this when Gabe was on here and the chat had shared a good laugh with me. I said, I'm a white guy and I don't know what this white people's food that Gabe was serving them. I think that Gabe was trying to poison them instead. I don't think was food. I think he was trying to poison them. I think that's what it was. He thought that might get him more followers.
Yeah, I said the same thing. Yo, the mayonnaise cake. Oh my god, I
I
damn
think
near lost it.
really trying to poison them. That's what it
I
had to have
damn
been.
near lost it. I'm looking at my
I'm
boy Doc like, yo, what the fuck are you doing?
I don't know. Listen, you know what? That's why Doc was in such a bad mood when he was here on Sportswire and Castor. He took it out on. Jerry is better getting into with a bulldog trying to get Tom in trouble for chasing Jerry. That was a funny one. Thank you. I think hit the sub button for my old YouTube channel. Speaking of people that are here and you knew is eventually going to come, but nevertheless, your opponent here very soon, Mr. Comatose, the one and only Comatose, the GOAT of BYW and the King of the West.
I still don't. I still don't. I still feel like that's a false. That's a false claim. You can't be the goat of BYW when you've never. You haven't traveled out like the rest of us. You can't call yourself a goat when you've only beaten the people in in your company. I've gone to other companies. I've traveled out. I've beaten people. I've taken championships
I mean,
from
you
other
could say he's
companies.
beaten, well, I don't know if he'd want me to say it, but he has beaten RJS. He's beaten, a guy that I know he's got a weird history with. I'm sure you followed it, Aaron Blaze. I mean, who traveled to his company. I mean, he's got some big wins.
Aaron Blaze.
Yeah, let's
He's
not go
beating
there.
Aaron
Let's not go
Blaze.
there,
Oh
man.
man, that
But he's
okay.
got some big wins. He does have some big wins under his resume. Jacob Frost, who's obviously, if you're following, is now transitioned. Basically, he's been in the ring with him. Another guy who's made the transition. Fill in the blanks if you were watching a show yesterday that Anthony Steele was on. So I mean, he's got a resume. Komatose's resume is certainly impressive. Too. But yeah, listen. I'm going to promote what you're going to be going to next. That's certainly for sure. And, who's us? Okay. You know what? Before I do that, I'll try to lighten the mood up very briefly. It is your day today. So I know you may not be in the most of moods as you usually are, but it is your day. And we'll give you the physical copy when we are off the air. And, before we get to some words again on Comatose, you are going to be back in the ring defending those WTW Tag Team Championships soon. But nevertheless, WTW is coming back as it has been a brutal, brutal, brutal weather here that we've had throughout this entire winter. As living proof to my hand is the damage of the blizzard and bomb cyclones that we had. But nevertheless, WTW is going to have plenty of bomb cyclones, plenty of blizzard-like action because you and JJ are going to be part of it. There you guys are, March 21st, 20 days from now. The 27 Club show.
Well, with that show, me and Jay actually we're not defending our tag team titles. I have bigger plans for that show. For that show, I will be stepping into singles competition, defending my undefeated streak. And I'm going up against none other than the heavyweight champion himself, Rex. And I've had a lot,
Oh,
yeah, I've had a lot to think about with him because you see, Rex is one of those guys where he talks and he talks and he talks. And then when it comes to putting his money where his mouth is, he's going to try and take the easy way out. And I've already made it clear to Rex that I'm not nobody else he's ever faced on that roster. You can say you've beaten everybody on that roster, but you've never beaten me. You can say you're the baddest man on that roster. You haven't ran into me. You can say you're the toughest guy on that. You can say you're the toughest guy on the whole show. You've never came across me because you notice that when he names people that he's gone through, my name's not on that list. When you talk about people that he'll spit in and the faces he'll spit in, my name's not on that list because he knows that the moment he tries to do any of that, I'll bust him in the mouth before he can even think about it. Come March 21st, I have been sitting in my and the house I was in before, and now my new home. I've been sitting here and I have been waiting, chomping at the bits like a caged dog, trying to figure out when am I gonna be able to sick my teeth in something. And I get the phone call that my first match of WTW is against him. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it was at first when was supposed to have a fight, we were supposed to have a match. I couldn't make it because at that point my son was being born, so I couldn't make it. And that time, it wasn't about the championship. It wasn't about his title. I didn't want his championship at the time. I just wanted to fight because he pulled some sucker shit at a show a couple months before, and I just wanted to get my pound of flesh from him. But then you go on the WCW podcast, you run your mouth, you talk about me, you try and run my name through the dirt like I'm not undefeated, like I haven't gotten rid of people, like I haven't sent people packing. Ask everybody, where's El Wall? El Wall's gone. I had my very first match with a luchador, and I sent him packing. I kicked his head off his shoulders, and I sent him home back to Mexico. Where's the mistress? I sent her. I put her ass through a fucking door in a tag match, and then I beat her 1-on-1. Where's she been since? Nowhere. Gone. I've made a name for putting people out. And I don't plan on stopping no time soon. 2026, March 21st, Rex has been champ for almost 2 years. March 21st, Devin Adams takes his rightful place at the top of the mountain of WTW. And I become the world heavyweight champion, and I'm gonna run that company with an iron fucking fist. And I dare Rex. I dare Stoner World Order. I dare either one of the Nate brothers. I dare any powerhouse. I dare anybody to step in my way. I dare anybody to test me and walk up and think they're gonna take anything from me. If the tag division couldn't stop me and Jay, they see what we did. We put the hardcore champion and mistress through fucking doors, solidifying ourselves as undefeated. We went on and we beat Smoked Meat, Stoner Kids, whichever one. They had two names. And we took the tag team titles like we said we would. Everything we said we were going to do, we've done. My brother is the secret stash briefcase holder. Said he was going to do it. And he did it. I'm calling my shot right now. And this isn't no prediction. This is all facts, Tom. The next time you see me on this show, you will see me with the WTW World Heavyweight Championship on my shoulder. I will stand here and I will tell everybody that everything I said was the truth. I'm still undefeated. I'm still the savage bad boy walking around WTW. I'm still the baddest man in the backyard scene and the independent circuit. And I dare anybody to sit here and try and prove me wrong. If you feel so brave about trying to prove me wrong, if you feel strongly about it, hit my DMs. I can get you. I can give you a platform. Like I said, line them all up. Line up anybody. Line up any singles competitor, any trios, any tag team. Line them up in front of me, and I will put them down with the swiftness, and I will send them back to whatever company they came from with their heads in the dirt. 2026 is not going to be a playing year for me anymore. I'm going to make this year a living hell for a lot of people. And that's in promoing and out of promoing. And while we're on the subject, let's get to one other thing real fast, Tom. Let's get to me winning my Rumble in CPF. Right now in CPF, I rock it. I'm rocking as the Chaos and Middleweight Champion. But of course, I'm gonna have to give those two up to challenge for either of the titles that I want to, which is fine. I'm gonna defend my title. I gotta defend my championship against Yandir Demon this week. I'm gonna successfully retain my championship against her, and then I'm gonna go on and I'm gonna headline Mania like I should have, like I should. And I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of people have been hitting my DMs asking me, who are you gonna challenge? Who's it gonna be? Oh, is it AJ? It's clearly AJ. It's not AJ. I've gone to war with AJ and I've proven my point against him. At Mania for CPF, it will be Devin Adams challenging the CPF prestigious champion Dre Quan in the main event of CPF Mania. And Dre, I want you to understand this is the biggest main event of your career and mine. And I want you to understand that I do plan to rip your face off and once again become the champion of CPF. And when I do that, everybody in the promo game, everybody in wrestling, everybody around the world will have no other choice but to acknowledge the fact that I'm a man of my word.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you what, Devin Adams has got a lot on his mind. First, he just talked about the WTW World Heavyweight Championship, his next appearance. And I'll tell you what, Devin, that WTW Championship, you win that on March 21st, I'll see you March 22nd here on Sportswire 3 weeks from today. I'll see you here in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, and we'll see if you're a double champion here in WTW and you say what you're going to do to Rex. That's number one. Secondly, listen, Draquan, we know what he's done. He's been here a couple of times on Sportswire of late. And I couldn't agree with you more. That's maybe the biggest main event in both of your careers, and trading two championships for the biggest piece. That is certainly something you talked about when you were on here a few months back when you originally said some different things. And I definitely see the temperatures a lot different than in 2025 when you were coming on here. And I could certainly see that you've got plenty of hellfire and brimstone. And before I get to your final words on Comatose, I know you do have to run here. I definitely disagree about you guys saving Sportswire because there are plenty of other people that come on here. And I also want to remind you that Louis Jr. is on here tomorrow. Louis Jr., a man that has done a lot. You want to talk about X-Brand Wrestling, TF Crew, GTS. He'll be here tomorrow. We know what his dad has done in GCW and all those places. And Louis Jr. will be here 9 o'clock Eastern. Maybe I'll bring you up because I think Louis Jr., you probably know him pretty well. Follow WTW Hardcore on Instagram. They always hit me up about WTW coverage, and now you got it. Hello to Comatose. Yes, happy Devin Adams Day. I see the blacklist is here, and Devin is feeling very sideways today about his match with me, figuratively and literally, and AJ has noticed that. Also, you want a lullaby episode, just turn on a Devin Adams video. I would certainly think that you may want to talk about other appearances of people on here, but definitely not the backyard scene that you have dominated. Please follow CPS on Instagram. 2 people hitting your DMs is considered a lot nowadays, apparently so. He just lost the LWE Openweight Championship at fully charged, so it sounds like 2026 is going great so far. This guy is never sniffing a WTW Heavyweight Championship. This guy is living in delusion. So apparently, you have other people out there that not just comatose.
I know exactly who that is.
So you may want to respond to that.
I'm gonna put it like this: to everybody who now has something negative to say, put it like this: look me in my face and ask me if I give a crap about what you think. I've proven my worth 10 times over. So when it comes to y'all little side opinions about what I think about whatever, oh, go watch. If you want to lullaby, go watch them. Yet, I put on bangers. People turn on my matches to learn something, to get pointers, to look at my matches, to get to try and learn. They don't do that with y'all because y'all are not as good as me. So y'all can have all y'all can have y'all personal feelings or whatever. But guess what? I speak facts. Y'all speak opinions. There's a difference.
Well, I'll come back to those final words in WTW. And if you are out there, if you've been here for the first time on this platform, I appreciate that. And hit the sub button for me, and also hit the sub button for my own old YouTube channel. Also, hashtag Thy Kingdom Come. Kingdom Come was a great band once upon a time. Do we really have to keep looking at your face, though? I thoroughly disagree, but go off. Well, you know what? Speaking of which, because I know you have to get to it, let me give you the opportunity before I circle back to WTW when we close the show. Since you've been talking about it throughout the evening, I'll let you close it out with final words. First for Comatose.
Comatose, your hype promo was garbage. I meant what I said when I told you I was disappointed because you chose a wrong. You follow whoever you're choosing to follow. Stop it because they're not leading you in the right direction. They're leading you to a death trap. They're leading you to a early ending to your career. I have been trying to help you save your career by telling you things that you need to do, helping you learn the game, helping you understand that there are people that you are just not ready for, and you continuously refuse to listen. So when you lose this match against me, not if, when you lose this match against me, when you realize that the King of the East is not good, is not the best, when you realize that Devin Adams has always been right, when you lose, maybe then you'll open your fucking eyes and realize that Devin Adams has been speaking facts. And maybe it's about time I stop trying to argue and bitch and moan. And maybe it's about time I just decide to shut the fuck up and listen. When you do that, my DMs are open. But until then, you're a lost fucking cause.
Well, boy, ladies and gentlemen, Devin Adams, this is not the 2025 Devin Adams that we had on Sportswire. I could tell you that much. That's why we're excited about this Hell Starter Championship match. And I could certainly see some other people here in the chat. We will say hello to Aaron Blaze, who has joined us. I also want to say hello to AJ Harrison in his comment. I've beaten Devin. He needed me going from TPW to get another shot at the U.S. title and still couldn't win it. Devin, I've beaten you multiple times. If you are out there and you haven't yet followed Devin on Instagram, now's your opportunity. This is coming from a guy sitting in his chair talking to his desk. Can I turn my head up right now? My neck hurts from looking sideways this whole episode. And I've beaten Devin. He needed me going. I got that. I'm going to come to that. Thank you, Aaron. I do want to say hello to Aaron. He'll be on here. Actually, he'll be on here the 29th after his showdown in YBW. But I hope you live up to the match on March 21st, because you're gonna just be nothing but a tag team backup to your little bro, and let him know to keep that briefcase at home, because I'm ready for that. So I give you then final words for Rex in that WTW Championship match here on March 21st.
Rex, the only thing I have to say to you is you're fucking pathetic. You look at me and you think I'm all the other people you've ever faced. I'm not them. I've conquered everybody you faced. Tank, Viper, Robo, El the Wall, Mistress, Powerhouse, you name it, I've destroyed them. In my first year, I've decimated everybody they put in front of me. That's more than you can say. So when the 21st comes up and you end up like the rest of them, and your title is no longer yours, when you end up like everybody else, beaten, battered, and titleless, you won't have to worry about talking about my little brother. Hell, you won't even have to worry about talking anymore, because I'm going to make sure once I'm done with you, they're going to have to surgically stitch your mouth shut. So that way Rex will never speak ever again. And that will all be courtesy because of Devin Adams.
I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, this is exactly why we're excited about the 27 Club show here coming up on March the 21st. And we will see if Devin Adams will be on here the next night with that WTW Heavyweight Championship. But something tells me Rex will have his own feelings. But that's why you'll want to follow the WTW_hardcore page, also the fan page. I always get messages there from our friends at WTW. You always mention Robo Stone. You mentioned Robo, Viper. These are people that I know very well, and they've been here in the streams in the past. And also, Aaron Blaze wants to give you some kind words. Hope all is well. Haven't talked to you in a while. Keep doing what you do in an actual ring, and I hope you and JJ continue to prosper. Well said. We hope that you do continue to prosper alongside Aaron and some of the companies we hope to see him in later soon. I really hope
that was from Blaze.
Yeah, hope all is well. Hope you continue to prosper.
Hey, Blaze, just hit my DM, bro. We'll catch up. Just hit my DMs, dog.
Yeah, he's prospering too. He's in another company that we hope to see him when they show.
Yeah, I've been seeing Aaron do his thing. I'm proud of Aaron. He's definitely come up from where he was, and I'm proud of him. Aaron is someone that I can genuinely have respect for, because he's getting out. He's not just facing the same guys every day and calling himself a GOAT. He's actually going out, expanding his horizons. So nothing but respect and praise to Blaze and all the success he's been doing.
Absolutely. Listen, we're excited to see what he's doing out there, and just as excited to see you and everybody else. And I really hope that you have that same energy when you lose that belt. And I know you got to run. Also, I pop in when I can. Did some stuff this past week and had a great time. Yeah, I did see some of that on the Facebook stories. People were showing it, but I'll leave that to when the footage airs, and I'm sure we'll talk about that when the time comes. And I couldn't agree more. And that would be something we'll be excited to do. I know you got to run, so I do want to pass the baton to you for some closing thoughts, because I do have to get to the match time coming up here in IGPW and some other stuff. So I'm looking forward to seeing you here in 3 weeks with that WTW Championship. But I do want to let you know that next Sunday, the Blacklist will be in your chair, and I'm sure you will be tuning in as you said you would. But I pass the baton to you, sir, and the floor is yours.
I've been talking about everybody else since we got on here, and honestly, this time I'm just gonna leave it with this. Everybody looks at me and they immediately see a washed up has-been. They see a man who doesn't hack it anymore. And I've never been the type to tell people they're wrong to their opinions. Everybody has right to their opinions. But the one thing that nobody and I've seen it. The one thing that nobody has ever just sat and thought about and actually just decided to hit me up and say, thank you for sticking around. Thank you for being here, for helping us get to the better of our game. Because I talk a lot of shit. Yes. But my shit talking has a cause, and the cause of my shit talking is to help everybody progress. I've always been the type of person to where I give more than I take from anywhere. I will give my all to a place and ask for little. I've given my all to promoing. When the pandemic happened, I was the one carrying promoing. I don't use that to get championship matches. I don't use that to get the stuff that I feel as though I deserve. Because I can earn it. Guys like Combo Tools, AJ Harrison, Dario, those guys can be the future. My only advice is don't settle for someone holding your hand. Break out of that. Want to be your own man. Want to earn that. If you feel as though that's not what the case is, okay, fine. But I'd rather you prove it than sit here and and sit here and talk about it. Show me better than you can tell me. Because there's gonna come a point soon here. I'm not gonna be on Instagram anymore. None of you guys are gonna see me when I leave. So anything you have to say to me, don't talk about me in a group chat. If you have something to say to me, if you have something that you really want to get off your chest, come to my DMs. You can text me. We can hop in the call, and you can tell me all of it to my face. Other than that, that's really it, Tom.
That was certainly quite an interesting episode here from Devin Adams. Definitely different than the previous episodes that you've been on here on and off over the past 2 years. But that's also why we're very excited about the future of Devin Adams. And you can follow him for now on Instagram. So I'd highly recommend that you do that. So please support him in all the platforms that he promos on. And also, if you're out there, please tune in next Sunday when the Blacklist will be here. We'll get the Blacklist on here. Also want to add Draquan to that mix, and that's Devin's Instagram page. Also, if you're out there, hit the sub button for my old YouTube channel. And Louis Jr. is here tomorrow, and then Tuesdays, Daniel Tafu! That'll be an interesting episode, and we want to make sure everybody recognizes it is Devin Adams Day on all his platforms that we hear on Sportswire Radio each and every time. And we also want to shout out Devin Jr., who's doing well. And also WTW March 21st. That's the big one, 27 Club. And if Devin's got that championship, we're here in 3 weeks. And boy, Devin's going to be talking. And that rightfully so, as he should be. But until then, my friend, certainly quite a memorable episode. I am looking forward to seeing what you do here in IGPW against Comatose. Looking forward to CPF, by the way. You and Draquan. Cannot certainly forget about that. And most certainly you and Rex and WTW. Congratulations. And congratulations on the new place. It looks beautiful. And I know Devin Jr. is definitely getting ready to take in your footsteps when the time comes. But until then, we won't serve you white people's food, and we will certainly see you on here in 3 weeks, I would imagine. And looking forward to these matches. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, and I'm a little bit hobbled, so hopefully you give me a pass because I do have a fractured hand, but we're going to be a lot less fractured tomorrow because Louis Jr. is here for the first time, 9 o'clock Eastern time. Then Daniel Tafu on Tuesday. So busy times ahead. Thank you so much, everybody here, for tuning in. Have a great night. Follow Devin. Also follow IGPW. Follow CPF. Also, if you're out there in a promo wrestling company or Aaron Blaze's companies, go follow and support them. And until then, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. On the number one global radio, and that is Sportswire Radio, where all music and all wrestling matters. Have a great night. See you tomorrow.